Hello, everyone. Luke here. I just wanted to pop in before this episode and say, hey, this is not a regular episode of Trials and Trebuchets. Unfortunately, due to some terrible scheduling, we don't have one this week for you, and that sucks. But to fill the feed so that it does not dry in the 1 week off, we have a bonus episode we recorded ages ago and kept on the shelf for just this exact scenario, seeing it far on the horizon. We have the bonus episode chosen by our patrons, eons past in May 2022, which is Bancho Meow Meow by RookieJet Studio. It's a very fun game. You play as cats. We explained the rules right at the start. It was a hoot to record and play. I hope that you enjoy it and that you tune back in next week for our regularly scheduled episode of Trials and Trebuchets. Until then, enjoy. Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Trials and Trebuchets. I will be today your cat master, Luke, and joining me are my many players. Please introduce yourself as your name, please, quickly.
Hi, my name is Ben.
Hi, my name is Carla.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Sam.
Hi, I'm Nathan. I'm so excited to be playing with all of you today. It's going to be such a fun time. We're playing
Nathan.
cats. Oh, yeah.
We're
Meow,
gonna be
meow.
cats. Nathan, historic lover of this system. And today we're going to be playing a fun game called Bancho Meow Meow, which is a game that we play as small little cats who form cat gang and fight each other in the light of the moon, but relax and vibe in the light of the sun. This is a game made by RookieJet Studios. There's a link down in the description of this episode. You can go check it out. Why don't we breeze through the rules super fast and then get to things?
So the first thing you gotta do is make your cat.
Gotta make your
Super
cat.
important.
Which we have all done.
So basically what that means is that you have a couple of different skills you have under passive and aggressive, and those skills are love, perception, smarts. Aggressive are intimidation, strength, agility. You roll a d4 to set up those stats, and then at the end, you get 2 extra points you can attribute to any 2 of the stats that you want.
A specialty.
A specialty.
And you can only use your passive skills in the day, and you use your aggressive skills at night when you fight other cats. Yeah. And then, obviously, because of that, you will be rolling a d4 for all the checks in this game. A 3 is easy, and a 7 is impossible. That's kind of the scale that we're working with here, folks. And then having another cat, your cat lieutenant with you by your side will grant you a bonus d4 to your roll.
There's also combat in this game where you're going to be fighting other cat gangs. And basically for that, it's basically just, you and the person that you are attacking, or the cat that you're attacking, I should say, you both roll a d4, and whoever rolls a higher value is the victor in that fight. And there could be great repercussions if you are the cat who loses and, fails to uphold their honor.
Yeah, you're looking
Thrown
to
out of your hideout.
protect your territory and to take other people's territory.
Yes.
But thankfully, there's a handy little mechanic called the Meow Meter, which you can fill up by successfully completing tasks, which, once filled, will allow you to re-roll dice.
We've made a couple of modifications to the rules as they're written just because it's very visual. It relies on having a map in front of you, which is not the greatest for an audio medium, and also it can be, done with more players, more cat gangs that are not adjacent to each other. So in the typical rules, you would have to use the map to take over different cat gangs and have a map where you can only take over gangs that are adjacent to you. So we are assuming by default that every cat gang location is geographically accessible to all cats, just to make it easier and less visual for listeners.
Yeah, it plays more like a board game. Play it at your next school cookout. I don't know who
School
listens to this
cookout.
podcast.
Australians
Listen to
mostly.
it at your next camping
Swedes.
outing. It's fun. You just need a piece of paper and cats.
It's true.
And so with that, we shall begin the cat.
We shall begin the cat.
Let the cat commence.
The cat down.
The town of Silo is home to few people, most over the age of 80, if not 90. However, it is home to ludicrous numbers of street cats. To the human eye, these street cats are pleasant little vagrants lounging around on street corners and porches, languishing in the beautiful summer sunlight. But the life of a street cat is nothing pleasant. Cat influence is unstable, and borders of cat territory are negotiated every night when the felines gang up to push back their encroaching neighbors. Every night is a fight in Sitlo to climb the steps and reign supreme over the soft underbelly of the town. This is Bancho Meow Meow. We find ourselves in this cozy country town, and we'll do a quick little flyby of everyone as the day goes by, proceeds without any hassles. As cat law does forbid you from fighting with other cats during the day, you are legally, by cat law, required to be fucking chill when the sun is out. But once that sun goes down, there is no law, only attacks. We'll start by zooming in on a lovely dump located ever so pleasantly in the middle of the city. Large piles of trash heaped here by humans for many years, left to do terrible things to the environment. But that's not the cat's concern, nor is it the humans, but they probably should do something about it.
I mean, if everybody is like 80 or 90 in this
They're all
town, I
gonna
don't
die
know if
soon.
anything is going to get done about it.
Boomers, I tell you.
Assembled around this lovely, pungent pile of trash, we see abandoned box trucks off in a corner. We see broken windowed buildings bordering on the other side of the rusty chain link fence, banks and flower shops, all the sorts. We see wonderful collections of recycling bins lovingly donated and not used by the town at large, and now thrown without haphazardly into the dump to be collected into some cat's home.
Luke, are you good? Are you working out some stuff?
No, it's chill. I'm fine.
You were complaining about the garbage collection in your apartment like 2 minutes before we recorded. I feel like you're still in that mindset.
And I guess we'll start, and I'll ask everyone to introduce their cats and tell us a little bit about your gang hideout and your gang. Let's start with you, Ben. Who was your gang leader cat? Who will you be playing?
I am the gang leader cat of the Back Alley Bunch,
The Back Alley Bunch.
and my cat's name is Big Boss. They are a large, raggedy-looking ragdoll cat. They've got some like fur that's sort of like fraying here and there.
Mm-hmm.
They're not very fast. They are kind of slow, but it's because of their size, and they are very strong.
Yes.
And he enjoys lounging in this old, decrepit and musty, like armchair in the back of one of the empty box trucks.
Yes. Someone was all geared up to move, but then just parked the car and
They forgot it.
died. And so now it is your gang's domicile, the Back Alley Bunch. Is there any? So there's the armchair. There's, let's say, people's furniture left in the back of this building. It's almost like a little living room assembled, but just for you. Who's your second in command?
My second in command is Goonsy, also referred to as the Goon.
Perfect.
And they are an orange tabby who is not very bright, but they are extremely loyal.
Perfect. Not very bright.
So just to make
Perfect.
sure I got it right, Big Boss, he, him, Goonsy, they, them.
Yes.
Coolio.
Up next, as we cut away from this big, strong cat lounging in his chair, Carla, could
Yes.
you tell us who you will be playing?
Hi, my name is Madame Chabouchard, and I am the great-great-grandchild of the Queen's cousin's cat.
Yes.
And my territory, or I am from the gang of the Flower of the Thieves. And you're wondering, why is that my game name?
Name gang.
Why is that my game? Why is that my name?
I was wondering all of those things and more.
I also wonder what your gang name is.
If you're wondering that, my answer to that is because we steal flowers. We steal flowers from people's flower arrangements in their garden. We steal from their like actual garden pots thingies, and we just take them. We put them in our area.
Yes.
So there's a bunch of dead ones
Yes.
and alive ones. So it smells pretty good, but it
Everyone
also
comes
smells pretty
around
dead.
to chew on plants and veg out with the flower of the thieves. And
Yes.
Madame Chat-Bouchard. Madame, who is your second in command?
My second in command is Monsieur Popper.
Perfect. What's he like?
Well, he is a blue cat. I would say
Okay.
a Russian blue.
No, just blue.
When he was
He's
very
such a
young,
blue
he
cat.
fell in like a vat of blue dye.
Yes.
Okay.
He was born in a Kool-Aid factory.
No.
Born in the Kool-Aid factory. This will color the whole thing. And so we see many cats lounging around in this abandoned florist's shop. Many plants creating a verdant little area for them. They're sitting around on comfy-ish looking pillows, chewing on the plants, living in the lap of street cat luxury. Nathan, could you please tell us which cat you'll be playing and about your cat gang and your cat hideout?
Why, hello. I am White Claw of the Seltzer Boys. We live in an abandoned soda shop.
Perfect.
And I'm a British short hair. I have gray fur. And I have a gold eye and a green eye, since no one has hopped on having heterochromia yet in this game. White Claw uses he, him pronouns, and his lieutenant
Perfect.
is a calico cat missing an eye named Hard Mike. And we like the windows in the soda shop because they're big, open, plenty of sunbeams to stream through. I'm going to take over this town.
Oh my god.
So cute.
Is Hard Mike he, him too?
Yeah, Hard Mike is he, him. It is, we're the Seltzer Boys.
It's the boys. Is that with a Z?
Zed.
No, we are classy here in
okay.
the Seltzer Boys.
But the soda shop is with an extra P.
P.
Oh, absolutely,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Can it be like
perfect.
that weird like S that everyone drew?
So
You want me to have
Why
the
is the
cool
S
S in
always
this game
come up?
too?
Oh, it's the cool S.
I'll have the
Yeah.
cool S.
All right, perfect.
God.
Next up, as we leave these two planning cats, the Seltzer Boys in their soda shop, and we run the camera over to the recycling bin fortress. Sam, can you tell us about your cat gang, and your cat hideout?
Yes, of course. So, my cat is named Ferris. He is a Scottish fold. Right now he's kind of resting at like the front of the fortress of recycling bins. Leaning back, he's using his wheelchair as like he's like completely propped himself into the chair itself, like to get as comfortable as possible. And he's just relaxing. I imagine there's like some sunbeams kind of poking through the sky, and he's like just
course.
relaxing there.
It's a sunny July day. The sun is out. The naps will be plentiful.
Oh yes. He is the leader of the Ruffians,
The ruffians.
Ruffians.
Old fashioned.
a group of cats from all places who were in a home and, you know, decided to go off on their own. And they all kind of found themselves together in the recycling area where they, funnily enough, recycled themselves into a new world.
Perfect.
Um,
And who is your second in command?
My second in command is Phineas. He's a Maine Coon, a bit of a worrywart where Ferris isn't like he's reaching an older age, but he still wants to go out on an adventure. Phineas tends to be the one to, you know, at least make sure he doesn't cause too much trouble while he's out.
Wonderful, wonderful. Finally, in a small cavern, the walls adorned with trash, the roof, floor, and ceiling made of trash, we find our final cat gang. Sarah, who are you going to be playing? Tell us about your cat gang and your cat gang hideout.
My name's Scumblezap, the menagerie cat. I'm here to win hideouts and get in some spats. So I'm Scumblezap, and I live in the Jellicle Menagerie, which is essentially a collection of little trash and trinkets that Scumblezap has found on his journeys outside into the larger cat world. To all of you in this world, Scumblezap looks like just a regular white and orange cat with long hair, but to the audience, Scumblezap looks like a guy with and leggings with fur and leg warmers and cat hair and tap shoes. Scumblezap is a Jellicle cat. Scumblezap's second in command to all of you is a black cat with one eye, and this cat's name is Plopadazer the pirate cat. But again, to the audience, Plopadazer looks like a guy with face paint and furry leg warmers and tap shoes.
Perfect. Plopadazer the pirate.
Jesus, that's such a good
And
name.
Plopadazer fancies himself a pirate because he likes to play in puddles.
Aww, cute.
Gosh.
Aw, way to
And
make
his
this
tap
wholesome.
Perfect.
Well, one of the thing with the Jellicle cats is that they all sort of have these, Skimbleshanks the railway cat, and Cats thinks, the railway revolves around him and he's very important, when sort of in actuality, in relation to the human world, he's just a little cat that likes to sleep on trains. But to the Jellicle world, the railway depends on Skimbleshanks the railway cat. I think a similar situation is happening here for Plopadazer the pirate cat. To the cat world, he is a pirate. In actuality, he likes to play in puddles.
So, on this sunny summer day, in this lazy country town of Silo, you might all go on the passive move. And what I mean by that is, could you all, individually as turns, we'll go in a very structured order, could you all tell me how you would like to move throughout your day, collect information, make moves, further your own gang agenda, or otherwise do something productive as a cat during the day? Additionally, I will say, everyone's out and about. You're all around in town. If someone wants to jump into a scene, by all means you might jump into a scene, as long as you do not fight. In which case, the cat god will strike you down with thunder and lightning.
God.
Wow.
Um,
And catnip.
So, who has an idea of what they would like to do? You must take 3 actions using 1 each of your passive skills. Sam, or should I say, Ferris,
Yes.
head of the ruffians.
Yes.
What would you like to do today on this sunny day?
Ferris will do something he does regularly, which is he will go out to the front streets and meow his little heart out to get the old ladies to give him food so he can take it back to the recycling place. He sets up cats everywhere to get as much food as possible to bring back, and they can have meal throughout the week.
Does Ferris have one of those gravelly, grouchy kind of meows? Because that's what I'm personally imagining.
I haven't been doing his voice yet because I wanted to wait till we actually played the cat.
Interesting.
But he
Excellent.
has a bit of a deeper voice, but I wouldn't say it's gravelly. He still has a clean voice.
So this gentlemanly cat in his cat wheelchair makes his way to the street corner and begins with deep meowing to meow his heart out in an attempt to get the old wonderful women to give him some little snacks.
He also
Could you please-
lifts his paw to be like, "Oh, I've also hurt my other paw. Oh, woe is me."
In that case, could you roll love?
Yes, of course.
I love you. You love me.
So my love is 3, and I rolled a 2, so a 5.
Oh, wonderful. The old women, a particular old woman, let's call her Beatrice, walks out with her cane and her cardigan onto her porch. She has this big plate of a big piece of salmon for you, and she will say, "Now come on over here, my dear little kitty," and she will place this big salmon down. She doesn't have any friends, so she talks very loudly to the cats. She also lives right next to the trash dump, so take that for what you will. But nonetheless, Ferris, she'll place this wonderful, big, juicy piece of salmon down for you on a little plate. You can grab that up, maybe take a pet or two. You are a street cat, and such things, not amazing, but you can deal with them, and then scramble on back home.
Perfect.
Anyone else? Would you like to take?
Yeah, I think that Scumblezap wants to set up a system of reinforcement, an alarm, I shall say, for the Jellicle Menagerie, which in his cat mind is putting some cans in front of the entrance, and that way if another cat comes in, they will knock the cans over and alert the cat gang. And so I imagine that good old Scumble would go probably near the abandoned seltzer factory, because we expect there might be some old cans, like maybe hanging out in the back alley there, and try to take some and bring them back to the menagerie.
Perfect. White Claw, you and Hard Mike are sitting here, sunning yourselves on the counter, and you see this Jellicle cat, enter into your territory in search of cans.
I open one eye, it's the gold one. Haven't moved from my spot in the sunbeam. I do hope you're willing to pay tribute for those cans. They have my name on them, after all. That makes them mine.
I look at the cans. I can't read. I look back.
I can't read.
How do you know that?
I'm a very smart cat. I know every letter there is. Even the hidden letters.
Hidden letters?
Yes, this one is a crumble bus. I point to the W. The first letter in my name is a crumble bus. This one is a honkadoodle D&D. That's the second letter of my name. I know every letter. 2 should be enough for a Jellicle like you.
2 is good enough proof.
Shut up, Hard Mike.
Impressive you may be, but I know the cat laws. We're prevented from fighting, and I'm a faster cat than you. I'll tap dance my way out here, no problem. I love to collect little gadgets and gifties. Each Jellicle find is a treasure so nifty.
What do you say? Instead of you taking it from me, we form an alliance.
An alliance, you say?
My seltzer cans for your assistance in the coming evenings.
Do we really want help from a Jellicle cat, boss?
Oh, don't worry, Hard Mike. I know what I'm thinking.
Scumblezap thinks it over. Scumblezap studies White Claw.
Yes.
Scumblezap does a pas de bourrée toward White Claw. You may be a strange cat, bizarre and unkempt, but an alliance, despite much of my contempt. Very well. However, I'll be taking more cans than I came here for, if that's what we're doing.
Look around, Scumblezap. I have cans to spare.
And so with that, Scumblezap, you can snatch up as many little cans as your tap dance and little heart desires. White Claw, you, the Seltzer Boys, and Scumblezap of the Jellicle Cats. The Jellicle Cats with bats, if I'm with Jellicle
Jellicle
bats.
cats with Jellicle bats.
Perfect. The Jellicle Cats with Jellicle bats and the Seltzer Boys have entered into a uneasy alliance, spelling doom for all other cat gangs, or doom for these 2 gangs, who is to say? Also, you succeeded, but you didn't roll anything, so you do not gain charge in your meow meter.
Well, hang on.
Oh!
I'm going to return to the Jellicle Menagerie, and I'm
Okay.
going to say to my my good pirate friend, Plopsy,
Yes.
as he is affectionately known,
Plopsy.
and I'm going to say, I brought gifts home, little gifties that we can use. However, I have a job for you.
Aye, what be the job ye have for me?
All right, we've entered a tentative alliance, but the real reason is not the alarms. It's intel. Now, I know none of us can read, but those cats back there have special knowledge. I want to study these cans as carefully as possible. I want to see what we can find from them. I need your pirate assistance in this.
Aye, I'll use my good eye.
And we want to learn everything we can. No pun intended. As in, I want to use my perception skill to get some
use your
cat
perception in that
intel from
Sure,
what
get
we've
your
picked
cat
up.
intel.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
all right.
absolutely.
My perception score is a 4, so I put a lot of points into this one, by which I mean I rolled a 4 and I was like, perception, that's a good skill to give that to. So I will roll and then I will add a 4. Ah! Well, that's great because I also rolled a 4.
Oh,
so that's
wonderful.
An 8.
Holy shit. Okay, you've done the impossible, Scumblezap.
Well, I can't read, so I guess it is pretty impossible.
It is pretty impossible. You don't perhaps read the information, the words written upon the can, because you are but a cat to the other cat's eye.
It's true.
But what you can make out from these is that they seem to have been played around with by other cats, tossed around. And you do not believe the Seltzer Boys would ever toss around their own cans. Such a thing is below them. It is a mockery of the good White Claw's name.
I see.
But you can then use these cans and set up a perimeter if you would like as well.
Thank you.
Speaking of the good White Claw name,
Yes.
as soon as Scumblezap exits, I turn to Hard Mike. Hard Mike,
Yeah, boss.
do you trust the Jellicles?
Boss, I've never trusted another cat in my life other than you, of course, my dear boss.
I raise up a small paw and just gently bump his nose. Good boy. Now then, what we need to do is to set up traps. What do cats hate, Hard Mike?
Water?
That's right. And guess what we have plenty of? And then I turn and I walk into the back room of this abandoned soda shop, lined with cans of soda, seltzer, and whatnot. We're going to rig this shop. No, don't be foolish. Not this shop. Not yet, no. Find me territory to rig to below. I'll collect the cans. And so if I'm able to find any, like, half-empty, like, of those, like, seltzer, like, cans and whatnot,
Yes.
I am going to attempt to, like, see if I can, using terrible cat body, rig together a small, like, but it would be a big trap for a cat. For this, it is just, like, you open a
Yes.
door and a little rock falls onto, like, the pressure thing, and it sprays out
Aw.
water.
Massive trap. Go ahead and roll smarts for me, White Claw.
You got it. I only have a 2 in smarts.
You got
I may
this,
have
White
delusions
Claw.
of grandeur.
I would assume you'd have higher
We're
smarts,
cats.
quite
We all
frankly.
have delusions of grandeur.
That's a 4 plus 2. That's 6.
That is exactly what you needed to accomplish this very difficult task. Describe for me how this trap works. What lies in wait for any foe who wishes to enter the soda shop?
So the soda shop has now at the top of the door it is fastened very loosely. It probably will only last through like one use. But when the door opens, a small string is pulled on a lever connected to the can, which causes it to depress and then spray water at whoever is beneath the door.
Perfect.
It's magnificent.
You've done such a great job, boss.
Silence, Hard Mike.
Of course, boss. And he backs away.
The plan comes to fruition.
And and the sun gleams through the windows, casting you in an eerie, villainous light. As we now there remains 2 cat gangs who must take their day action. Yes,
have a
big
plan.
boss. What would you like to do?
So me and my Lieutenant Goonsey,
Yes.
we don't just beg for scraps. We don't like to be all cutesy with the elderly. What I like to do is I like to have Goonsey distract them while they're having like a lovely lunch out in the like nice day, and then I just swipe what they have on the table and take it for myself.
There's a pair of couplet of 90-year-olds sitting out in the sun, having a delicious, mushy brunch of a sort, and you, big boss, and Goonsey happen upon them. What instruction do you give to Goonsey as he sits there, eyes crossed, staring ahead?
Now, Goonsey,
Yeah, boss!
you understand the plan, yep?
I mean, I heard you say it, but I understand it's a bit outside my wheelhouse.
I'm gonna pretend I understood what you said. Go and be cute for the elderly.
Oh, I can be cute. I'm a little button.
I'll take care of getting the food.
All right. In that case, can you, Big Boss, roll smarts for me?
Certainly. That's a 4.
Ooh, unfortunate result. Gunzi, the orange tabby cat, waltzes, hops, scops, jumps over onto the floor, the ground, the concrete beside this lunch table, this brunch table. The elderly folk at the table go, "Wow, that's a beautiful little cat." And the other one goes, "It looks a bit rough around the edges if you ask me. It's like it lives in a trash heap or something, or a box truck." And then Gunzi will immediately go, "Meow," and roll over onto their back, and reveal a not super fluffy tummy. It's kind of moderate at best kind of tummy, and will look convincingly, perhaps, at these elderly folks. Big Boss, you move in for the kill, trying to swipe what food is this? What mushy food are these old people eating?
I imagine it's like a tuna sandwich.
It's a tuna sandwich. You move in for the kill on the tuna sandwich, and then this 80-year-old, 90-year-old man puts his hand down on top of the sandwich, pickle in olive. I don't understand. There's an olive on the plate somewhere that goes squish, and the tuna sandwich squishes a bit out, and the man goes, "No, get out, get out. And Big Boss, you scream at him as you leap from the table, and you and Gunzi make a getaway before they can, I don't know, put you in a bag or something. You are unsuccessful in gaining food. You return to the box truck, hungry, angry. Gunzi says, "I don't know. It felt like it was gonna work the entire time."
Quincy, this is the 3rd time this week.
Maybe I'm not as cute as a button, like my mom told me.
I think you need to work on your act a little bit better.
I'll do my best, Big Boss.
Now what are we gonna do?
I don't know, Big Boss. I just want to make you proud.
I'm gonna have to think of plan B
Okay.
in order to get what I want.
I believe in you, Big Boss. B for Big Boss. I know all the letters of the alphabet because I'm a dumb cat, but that means I know the alphabet.
Gunzi, shut up. It's time to open the drawer vault.
We return to the box truck, and we make our way over to an armoire, a desk of sorts. Is this to be understood, Big Boss?
Well, it's in the box truck.
It's in the box truck. There's a piece of furniture, a desk in the box truck, a beautiful wooden thing, almost the stuff of royals, or, something you would buy as like a matching set at a furniture store.
It's tacky.
Whatever. It's tacky. Anyways, there's a drawer here that you would like to do something with, Big Boss? Tell me what you do.
We're going to open this drawer vault, and inside there is the most pristine blanket you have probably ever seen. It's probably the nicest thing that you could probably find in the dump, and we're going to have to use it. We're going to use it as a bargaining chip.
Ooh, with who? What are you gonna do? Tell me.
So this was the backup plan because me and Gunzi were unable to get that lovely tuna sandwich. Mm-hmm. We're gonna have to use our most prized possession to.
Not the most prized possession.
We don't have a choice anymore. We need allies, and I know just who we're going to bargain with.
And we cut to where? Big Boss.
To Madame Bouchard's abode.
We cut to the beautiful plant-filled florist shop where Madame Bouchard takes her residence. Entering in, Madame Bouchard, you're sitting in a lovely plush bed. There's big palm fronds hanging over you. One cat is like wiggling it a little bit, almost simulating you being fanned as you sit here, regal looking upon all of the denizens at the flower shop, eating and chomping on little bits of plant like terrible little menaces. And in walks these 2 raggedy-looking cats, Madame Bouchard. You see the head of the back alley bunch, Big Boss, and his right hand, the kind of raggedy-looking Goonsy.
Cross-eyed
You
Goonsy.
probably do not know Goonsy's name. You see a cross-eyed little orange cat walk in next to, and in Big Boss's mouth, a beautiful blanket.
Who dare come into my territory?
I apologize for the intrusion, madame. However, I come to you with a bit of a bargain.
What is it that you seek, cat?
I would offer you this lovely blanket, the one that I found in the dump many years ago. It is the most prized thing in my possession. I would hand it over to you for a simple exchange. I require your help and form an alliance in order to protect not only myself, but also yourself from the other threats within the dump. Surely someone of your stature could understand where I'm coming from.
Yes, I feel off about these evening. Bring the blanket to me.
A cat, a blue cat, walks up to you, Big Boss, and will say, "If you do not mind, I will take this blanket from you now." And will snatch the blanket from your mouth and hop quickly up to Madame Bouchard's overlook and deposit it for you.
I would like to sniff it.
You sniff it. What does it smell like, Big Boss?
I mean, it's like a little dusty because it's been in like, a drawer
A box
for
truck
like
drawer,
a while,
yeah.
but it is very soft. It's very fluffy. It is very nice to just like rest against. Probably the nicer smelling things in this entire place.
Yes.
So what exactly is it that you want from me?
I'm just looking to make an alliance. That's all I'm here for.
So you're giving me a blanket, and I'm going to give you an alliance.
You have to admit, it's a very nice blanket, is it not?
It is really a good blanket.
It is plush. Like the carpet from long time ago. I accept your offer.
I appreciate your generosity, madame. In the event that any ruffians happen to intrude upon your domain and mine as well, I see we could have a little bit of a mutual defending.
Now, are you speaking of specifically the ruffians, or do you just mean any,
I'm speaking generally. There's a lot of ruffians around here.
It's very specific, though. You must use the proper nomenclature when you're talking about these things. There's a whole cat gang called the
The
ruffians.
Seltzer boys, the ruffians, the Jellicle cats, all manner of those ruffians, you know?
But only one of them is the ruffians.
You know what I mean.
We here at Flower of the Seas, Madame Bouchard's Flower of the Seas, pride ourselves in the specificity of what we speak and the words we choose.
Actions speak louder than words around here. Anyways, you get attacked, we come to you. We get attacked, you come to us. It's a mutually beneficial agreement.
I'm just going to nod at them because, yes, I agree. Now leave because you smell. But I won't say that out loud.
Oh, okay. But the nod conveys it, Big Boss. You know what it means. You've seen it before countless times. And you can leave with your second-in-command Goonsy. No food secured and no meow meter charged, but an alliance formed nonetheless.
It's something. We are very much lacking in
something.
every other department.
And finally, Madame Chabouchard, what single passive action do you take today to round out our day? It's approaching evening now. The sun is setting. The moon will be up in but an hour or so.
Monsieur, I'm afraid for what tonight will be. I would like us to set up all our catnips around the perimeter. I do not want anyone to be aggressive towards us. So I would like you to grab some and perhaps pour some right outside the back alley bunches area as well, as they are our allies.
Of course.
But put less.
Put less, of course. There's only so much to go around, and we do not want to prioritize our allies. We want to prioritize the safety of ourselves.
Exactly.
A smart decision, madame.
That is how we thrive.
Please make a smarts check for me, Madame Chabouchard.
I got a 7. 3 plus 4.
Spectacular.
I'm a
The
smart
catnip
lady.
plants are distributed such that any person, any cat, any infiltrator would, upon entrance, be immediately distracted by these fragrant plants. 2 of them are placed outside of the box truck belonging to the back alley bunch, no more, no less. And as the preparations conclude, the sun sets. As an aside, we're only going to do 1 round because that took 1,000 years longer than I anticipated. I hope that's okay with everybody. And we'll be going on into the nighttime now.
Yes.
Anyways, the sun sets. And over the horizon, we see a crescent moon rise. Law does so state that you might fight one another now for territory and pride. And so, who would like to go on the offensive? And what are you going to be doing?
I think the rules of Bancho Meow Meow have a stipulation about who might be allowed to go first.
It's true. What is that stipulation, Sarah?
The stipulation is that the youngest player has that power.
Oh.
Which one of us is the youngest
How do you
again?
always get such good initiative?
Now, the youngest player is you, right?
Oh my goodness, it is me. Wow.
So, take the initiative. Who are you going to attack? What's the plan of attack?
Yeah, I'm going to be speaking to my pirate companion, and I'm going to furtively glance around, and I'm going to be looking at the menagerie, and I think there's something missing from here, you know? I think that we could do with a little bit more greenery here, so I say, I want to take over the hideout of flowers. We'll show Madame Shaw the extent of our power.
I agree.
Are you ready? We rehearsed the dance formation to get there, you know, with the turns and everything. You remember, right?
I practiced a little bit, but I was too busy. I was on a great sailing adventure earlier this afternoon, and so I did not get to practice it as much as I wanted to.
We'll run it one more time and then,
Just one more time.
Yeah, all right.
Okay, perfect.
5, 6, 7, 8.
What is our count?
And in the menagerie, they do their final practice number before venturing out for the night.
Yes.
So, you would like to take the fight to the flowers of the flowers of the thieves and their
It's true.
flower shop. How do you attack specifically as you roll up in dance formation?
Yes, so we've basically created like an inverted triangle shape with Scumblezap at the front, the cats doing the backing dances, and I think we're just gonna come like charging in full force. I say, it's time for your gang to tap out on the mat. Your hideout belongs to the Jellicle Cats! As we approach.
Absolutely. You hear this intimidating chant coming from without, Madame, and you and your gathered cat gang. How would you like to defend your territory from these encroaching Jellicle Cats with Jellicle bats?
The Jellicle Cats are coming.
Well, they're already here.
Madame, it sounds like they are just outside.
Jellicles.
Snapping so loud.
Monsieur,
Yes, Madame.
set
How
up
can
the
I-
cats in the perimeter, just right below the catnips.
Won't that interfere?
I want them to fight, if necessary.
Very well. I will
But
do so.
but tell them not to sniff the catnips. Those are for
That was for the enemies, yes.
yes.
That was my primary concern, yes. I was
Good.
going to voice it, but you seemed so confident.
Yes. I just wanted to make sure in case you did not tell them about it.
Absolutely. So, how would you like to defend? Just with pure strength?
I am going to use poor brute poor
Pure brute force to counteract these snapping
Actually-
threats?
Actually, no. I'm not
Oh?
going to use strength.
Mm.
I am going to use agility. I have taught these people or these cats how to fight because I am an agilitous cat. Is that a word?
Agilitas?
Agile?
It is now.
I'm an agile cat for having been trained long time ago before I got kicked out because I ate too many flowers. So I taught them how to basically I'm gonna battle their dance with agility because we are very
Okay,
stretchy
absolutely.
cats.
So we're both kind of doing an agile like dance off here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
All
a
right.
dance battle.
So, the flowers of the thieves are using agility. Are the jellicle cats with jellicle bats using agility or intimidation?
Yes, because I rolled a 4
Perfect.
for my agility, and then you know how you can add 2 to any of your
Yep.
scores. So I have a +6 to agility, so I have
And-
a direct
Oh my
incentive
gosh.
to use it.
And since you both have your lieutenants, remember to add an extra d4.
An extra d4. Okay, I'm gonna roll 2d4 here, +6. Okay, it's a 1 and a 3, so 4 plus 6 is a 10 to try
Okay.
to claim this territory.
All right.
Dang.
So you need a 10 or higher.
I have a 4 plus 2 plus 3.
Oh,
9.
That's
A 9.
just under. Damn.
Very well. The dance number enters into the front doors of this abandoned flower shop. A few of your ranks, Scumble Zap, are lost to the catnip, as well as, Madame, some of your own defenses are lost to the catnip as they sit there smelling and biting at it and rolling over and just getting blitzed.
These fallen cats are killed by those slayers, but they've been reborn on the Heaviside layer.
God.
So, but Scumblezap, you and what is his name? Plopadazer can proceed further into the inner sanctum of the florist, where Madame Chapouchard and her second in command are awaiting. Tell me, engage with one another. Madame, you do lose this encounter, but Scumblezap, please tell me how you force her out.
Look around. Your army is defeated. Now listen to me. One citizen of the Queen's territory to another. I will tell you this. I will give you the freedom to leave, but your cats are defeated. There is no more home for you here.
How dare you? And I'm just gonna walk away defeated.
Just hopping out the window, escaping by the hair on your tail. You escape due to the nobility of the Jellicle cats.
But here's the thing. I jump off the window, but then I
Yes.
forgot there was something else that I needed to say, and then I jump back onto to the windowsill, but not in, and I say, I'm gonna be back and I'm going to defeat you.
Best of luck then, flower cat. And I spit
Oh my goodness.
in rhythmic form.
Cats can't even spit.
Don't poison yourself out here! And I'm going to run away.
I can do whatever I
I'm going
want
to
on
run
my
away.
own territory. I call back.
Dang. The Jellicle cats with Jellicle bats have taken the florist. Your territory expands. You are the most powerful gang in town
For one turn.
for one turn. Who is the next youngest? I believe it to be
Isn't that you?
Me.
me.
Oh, it's Luke.
It will be me. I do exist in this turn. Or I
Next.
forgot. I have my own unspoken of gang.
Oh?
Unspoken of because it's not something the rest of you know about.
Oh, it's a secret cat game.
Uh-oh.
During your time here in Silo, the 5 cat gangs have existed through it all, persisted through the ebbs and flows of cat influence.
Until the Fire Nation attack.
We don't talk about that day anymore.
The back alley bunch, you hear the marching of a cat gang, the gentle fall as you hear cats descending upon the box truck outside, some of them landing on top of the small, the tin roof, making pop, 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 pop sounds as their steps echo within your mighty halls. Is the back of the box truck presumably is open? You don't possess the capabilities to close or open such a thing.
No.
Or it's at least open a crack.
It's open enough that you could crawl in there, but it's not open all the way.
You hear a voice commanding and authority-filled from the exterior of your box truck yell out to you, Big Boss, and say, "Big Boss, present yourself before us."
Who's out there? I had never heard your voice around here before.
We are the disciples, and we shall change Silo for the better. Present yourself now, or suffer our wrath.
Gunzi, what do you make of this?
I don't know, boss. It sounds pretty spooky to me.
But whoever it is, I'm gonna give them a piece of my mind. Come on, let's go.
Yeah, get him, boss.
You exit from the box truck, Big Boss, to see a gathered crowd of 30, 35, 40 cats.
Oh my God.
All identical in their breed, all with this pale, fleshy in countenance upon them, little wrinkles dotting their foreheads and tummies. Small little peach fuzz covering their skin. You see a gathering of Sphinx cats in front of you.
Oh
Their
no.
their high pointed ears making them look elegant and villainous. The one in front, larger, with little black splotches on its ears and forehead, looks at you up on your truck and will say, I am Turmeric, head of the disciples, usherer of a new era of Silo. Bow to me, Big Boss.
You sound more like a psycho to me. If you think I'm just gonna give up so easily just because you said so, you got another thing coming, pal.
You have a fight in you. A pity. You would have been a great addition to the disciples. And then it will look left and look right at its gathered gang and will say, spare no one.
Bring it on, you freaks.
Turmeric of the disciples will be rolling with strength. You might roll with whatever you would like to.
I will also roll with strength.
Wonderful. Also, you might add a d4.
Yes.
As will...
Ooh. Well, this might be good. Can you beat a 10?
Ooh.
I can.
What?
What?
Oh my god.
With an 11.
No!
Holy shit.
Come on!
You see, as your gang of cats, Big Boss, you see these Sphinx cats pounce upon them and just bat them out of the way. You see all of them wearing these brilliant red silk collars, gleaming in the bright moonlight as they inordinate or disproportionately take care of, quote unquote, not in a incredibly mortal and violent way, just in a kind of knock them unconscious and beat them into piles of trash way. Decimate your forces. Their head,
1/10 of
Turmeric,
your force is gone.
walks forwards towards you. Goonsy steps forward, a stalwart companion will say, "Don't worry, boss, And then as Goonsy, as they're about to finish their sentence, they are just swatted, an uppercut of sorts, and Goonsy goes flying backwards, hitting their head heavily on the side of the box truck, falling unconscious in a heap of cat. And then Turmeric will walk up to you and will say, none here in Silo are a match for the powers of the disciples. I'll grant you, their leader, a chance to scurry away. This will be your only kindness given to you by the disciples.
You may have won this battle, but you made an enemy for life, and I will return. Gunzi, get up, we're going.
Goonsy emerges from the heaped pile. They were just playing being unconscious, and they'll say, "Yeah, boss, I'm right behind you. That really sucked." As the two of you scramble away to take shelter in the trash heap, and that's the disciples' turn.
Terrifying. There is a
new
scary force
folks
out there.
Yeah. Be on the watch
Dang.
for the disciples. Up next, I believe, is going to be Carla. Your gang is wandering the trash heap, having no home base HQ.
I would like a clarification. At this point, who do I have with me?
At this point, you have your second in command and an assorted couple of followers, probably those who you sent out to do errands during the day and weren't there for the assault on the florist shop. Those ones are just kind of high on catnip right now, so okay. No one dies in this game.
No one died.
Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Just incapacitated or high.
Yes.
Unless Cat God smites you.
Unless Cat smites you because you fight during the day.
That's the only permadeath.
Yes.
Monsieur, we just lost our home, and I have no idea what to do. Shall we go visit the back alley bunch? Maybe they can help us out?
Yous don't need to do that, madam.
And you turn and see Big Boss standing, not triumphantly, defeated upon a small trash heap. He can hop down to be on your level.
If you think I come here with any good news, you're sorely mistaken. We just got our little tushies trounced by some freaks that just rolled into town.
Yeah, they were really weird.
Did the Jellicle cats also take over your...
Not the
Your territory?
Jellicles, a completely new gang. They call themselves the Disciples.
Disciples?
I don't know what their game is, but they're planning on revamping all of this town. And I don't think they're gonna stop at us.
I'm so angry, and there must be blood that must be shed.
There's no permadeath in this game, except when I'm going after it.
Carla is cat god.
Madame Shah, that is such an extreme response.
Should we warn? I think we should visit the ruffians and
Take over.
make an ally out of them, and we will fight both the Jellicles and Disciples.
Or we could just beat the ruffians into submission and then,
Yeah.
assimilate them into our small and growing group.
And they have food. I saw them getting salmon earlier.
I am
Goodsy says they took a pretty hard hit.
They lost brain cells, even more than they have already.
My cats are in immense need, and I think we shall do whatever it takes with the ruffians. Onward we go.
And so a small convoy of cats makes their way to the recycling can fortress of the ruffians. Ferris, there is a gathered mass outside your empire. Some of them are demanding blood, but the one who seems to be having their turn right now would like to make an alliance. You see outside some of the flowers of the thieves and some of the back alley bunch gathered here right now. Are you going to fight, Madame Bouchard?
I am going to intimidate them to submission.
Ooh.
Very well. So, Madame Bouchard approaches an intimidating aura around herself and her gathered posse. Ferris, what would you like to do?
Phineas!
Yes. I don't remember if I played Phineas yet, but this is what Phineas is gonna sound like. Yes. What would you like, Ferris? What is there something going on tonight? Is there a fight?
Do you remember me pissing anyone off recently?
I don't remember if that was there was the incident with the Jellicles a month ago, but that went under the bridge. Like, they kind of let that one slide. The White Claw seems to hate us and everything about us. But other than that, I can't really think of anything. Madame Bouchard once said that she wanted blood, your blood, to paint her walls with. But then the back alley bunch, I think they did try to fight some of the other cats for their food today. They were unsuccessful, but that might be what's happening. But I can't think of any lasting blood, like any feuds with any of the other gangs. No, why?
It seems we have some guests. I'll have you rally the troops, get the marbles ready to send out from the openings.
Marbles. Yes, of course. The marble. Okay, so how would you like to defend? Or are you going to approach Madame Bouchard and speak with her?
So imagine, if you will, a couple of the sections of this tower of recycling bins are the open end is facing out.
Yes.
And there's like two cats in each of these little openings with like these giant like containers. And we call them marbles. It's more like they're like, like those little like spikes from like tic-tac-toe, or not tic-tac-toe, what the fuck is the game called?
Oh, Jax?
Yeah, it's like those spiky things, but we call them marbles because, sounds friendlier for the younger cats in the group.
Aww.
And he's going to go down to the main entrance and stand in the entrance, like the wheelchair kind of like blocks the main at least.
Yes,
And he's going to
yes,
stand
yes.
and go, well, what do I have for this wonderful visit this evening?
I'm gonna put my paw up
Yes?
to sort of no to like basically telling the cats behind me to like
To stop.
put their
Halt.
weapons down. Yeah.
Yes, they put their weapons down.
Or put their like their menacing faces down for a little
Of
bit.
course, of course.
The Jellicles and the disciples have taken over both me and the big boss's territories.
The Disciples. That's a new name, I must say.
They're a new gang in town. They trounced us.
And we have come here, I have come here, to make an alliance with you so that we can take over the people who have taken over our homes. If not,
Yes, I remember your threats from earlier this year. And
Blood through the walls.
yes. And you, big boss. What is your purpose here?
I'm a tag along because I lost my box truck. I would much rather beat you into submission, but I'm kind of under the whim of what Madame wants.
Because it's her turn.
There is some strange third party preventing me from doing what I want to do here.
I feel the will of Cat God moving me right now.
I'm being guided by something.
New gang in town. Were they tough?
I mean, if they could beat me, they could beat any of us.
So it seems an alliance might be the best thing to do in this case. It's been a while since
agree.
I've had a good fight. This will be fun.
that's why I came here.
Do the Jellicles know of the new friends we have in the way? Or the Seltzers?
This is not an answer I can give you because everything happened so fast. It all happened this evening. So, perchance, maybe not. So shall we attack them? Are you on our side?
I'll say I'm on your side, but to jump back in so quickly after losing both of your places, that's not a smart idea.
But together we can beat them. I'm intimidating you right now.
Oh, is that what you call it?
Is it working?
You can roll intimidation, please.
Yeah, sure.
And, consequently, Ferris, you might choose intimidation, strength, or agility. I don't think any of those fall under this, but choose the one that you think is relevant.
Agile words, strong words, or intimidation.
Agile, yes. Are you using strong words in a strong position, or are you trying to dance around the subject and come to a diplomatic solution?
And question, there is like an additional 4 still because our right hand
Your
people.
lieutenant, your left hand, your right hand, your right paw is there with you for both of you. What would you like to roll, though, Ferris?
I think I would also like to roll intimidation back.
Oh, perfect. Absolutely. Try to bring them under the will of the ruffians. Absolutely.
I once more
Ooh.
got a 9 in total.
Ooh.
So I have 4 for intimidation. I just rolled a 3, so that brings me up to a 7. And then a 2. So also a 9.
So
If it meets, it beats it.
Yeah.
So the attacker, Madame Bouchard, you barely exert your will. You do not believe that you will be able to push around Ferris or any of the ruffians by any means. However, you have managed to intimidate your way into a polite discussion about what to do, and the fact that attacking is the right solution here on this day. Ferris, you are just barely convinced. Just barely the needle moves over to the, I guess attacking. You are convinced by the ferociousness of the remaining thieves, the way that they look, the anger in their eyes upon their little faces here at the night, the words Big Boss has spoken to you about the ferocity of your opponents, the feeling that Madame Bouchard conveys to you, the feeling of losing her home, her position. This all conveys to you that now is the time to fight. They are ready to fight, and maybe we should help them, or at least not interpose ourselves between them. Nonetheless, do you welcome them in, or are they just gonna sleep outside?
People are throwing out recycling bins every day. We probably have enough room for them in there.
Absolutely. You are pointed towards recycling bins where you can rest for this evening and recuperate if that is your desire, or a forward HQ, a secondary HQ from which to organize an attack that you might take this very night.
This ain't no box truck, but it'll do.
And so, Madame Bouchard, you may rest and plan your next attack and next moves.
Mm-hmm.
But now is the time for the ruffians to attack someone, which is the required law of cat. You must attack. And technically speaking, you are sharing land now, so that's technically an attack on the last turn by the rules definition, but ruffians! Ferris, what do you lead the ruffians to do, and who are you going to attack this night? The Jellicos are interceding, and the disciples are new on town. You've not heard anything of the Seltzer boys, though. An unknown.
An unknown.
Boys are drunk.
They're drunk.
They got drunk on hard water.
Sparkling water.
I think that, like, after everyone kind of gets settled in, Ferris is going to go into his office. It's just, like, a slightly larger recycling bin, like one of the, like, fancy two sectional ones.
Yes.
So he goes in there, and he's going to... I'm just trying to think. I think that the Madame... wanted
the flowers of the thieves.
Flowers of thieves.
Wanted revenge.
Wanted revenge. They were more specific about like getting the Jellicles, and also because it sounds like we might need as many people as we can to deal with these disciples. He is going to gather some of his troops, lead the scouts to protect the recycling bins, the fortress, and make our move towards the shop.
Absolutely. So you will be attacking the Jellicle cats. What skill would you like to attack them with?
I don't think I haven't used intimidation as an attack yet.
No, you just used it to defend, so it's perfectly fine to use as an attack.
So I think I'm going to use it as intimidation just to like have them know the issue and be like, join us or I'm taking all your shit. Like
Perfect.
completely.
Dang.
So your name is so impossible to say.
Ferris?
Scumblezap.
Oh, sorry.
Scumblezap.
Scumblezap.
The menagerie cat.
I have just made yourself at home here at the
Yes.
forest.
I'm like collecting like little flowers and putting them in piles as cats are
Yes.
wont to do.
Did you put one under your ear?
Aw, that's
over your
cute.
ear?
Outside, you hear the encroaching footsteps of a cat gang here to do battle with you.
All right, what is this? What do you want?
Grumblezap, how are you doing this fine evening?
Oh, absolutely wonderful. We've claimed some territory in it.
Yes, I do notice that unfortunately the land you've taken is actually part of an alliance of mine. And also we are having another issue.
Oh, that's unfortunate for your alliance then.
Wow.
Also unfortunate for you in this case as well. So I'm going to give you one chance to take a step away from this, and hopefully tomorrow we can all sit down together. We'll grab the Seltzer boys as well, and we'll have a proper discussion about an actual issue in the area. How's that?
What's the issue then? Right now you're just doing a lot of talk.
Aye.
He, starts to, dig his nails into the ground beneath him, sharpening up, and just to be a little bit scary.
Yeah.
They call themselves the Disciples. Group of strong cats.
A new gang.
Yeah, took down Big Boss. You can believe
So
it.
let me get this straight. You want to form some sort of group to take these new cats down, tell them, you don't belong here, this is between all of us. Is that it?
Well, you never want a new group stepping on your toes, do you? Might as well keep it to the people you're used to.
Scumblezap will look left and right at his cat gang. He will do a
Yes.
twirl, pas de bourrée forward, and say, "We represent strength and jazz archetypal. We have no fear of some gang called Disciples. Sorry, my cat friends, but you're on your own. Our jellicle landmass continues to grow."
So, Ferris is going to be rolling intimidation.
Yes.
Scumblezap. What would you like to
Yeah.
roll?
Am I correct in understanding that agility is off limits because I've already used it?
I thought we agreed that if you're defending, you can do any of them, but if you're attacking, you can only do one.
Okay.
Did we do that?
Yeah. That's my understanding. is that for defense, you can choose whatever you would like.
Gotcha. Okay.
And only the attackers are limited in their choices.
Well, I have a 1 to intimidation, so we're not going to do that.
Wonderful.
I think I have a 3 in strength. I feel like I've already used agility, so even though it would be mechanically best, I think it would be more fun to use a different skill. So I think that I'm going to use my strength, and I'm going to gather up my formerly Simply Menagerie, now Menagerie and Flower Shop Jellicle friends, and I'm going to create a formation, a little conga line, if you will, and try to defend myself from any intimidating people as a show of force, I suppose you could say.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll strength for me then.
Okay.
Scumbalzap.
Is that the 2d4 because my pirate guys is here? Or okay, so 2d4 plus 3.
Your right
gotcha.
hand.
Floppa Daisy. Put some respect on his
Of course.
name.
Okay, 1, 4, and 3. So 5 and 3 is 8.
Okay. Beat an 8.
Ooh, I think Sam has.
I rolled 2 4s.
Ooh, shit.
So
But that's an 8.
that's a
So you
12.
succeed.
That's a 12.
Okay. That's a 12.
God damn.
Damn.
So Ferris digs his nails into the ground and pushes himself up, making himself much taller than the other cats.
Yes.
And he will growl deep in his chest. Phineas will move the wheelchair forward so that I'm up over her.
Yes.
And I will say, "You're a bit younger than me, so I'll forgive this insolence. But you will hear me now. New blood on the line here. Trouble for all of us. We've all been tentative for a long time. But if you want this to go down this way, I am more than happy to supply it."
All right. I suppose I understand where you're coming from. Very well. We can put all this business aside for the minute. We'll get rid of this new gang and we'll keep it between us, I suppose. But when all this is over, mind you, we're gonna have a conversation.
Why, of course. No problem.
We're gonna have play.
We'll be meeting tomorrow. Be ready.
Count on it. 5, 6, 7, 8.
He turned, he was walking out, he turns back and looks at you, and he just sighs and just leaves.
All of the Jellicle cats return to the florist's shop. You don't take over this territory.
No.
But you do prevent the Jellicles from being little assholes in ensuing nights, presumably. Or at least coming
It's
to
true.
your conversation to have
I won't
tomorrow.
attack you guys, and I will hear you out about helping with the
Yes.
the disciple problem.
Big boss. You've been removed from your home. You're now in a trash receptacle, a place for trash to live. Or recycling. It's actually a recycling bin, but whatever. Who fucking cares? But this is where you live as a little trash man. You live in a trash can. What, on this very night, who would you like to attack in retaliation?
Part of me is we have to team up to take down these disciples. But also, I'm salty that I lost my box truck. And I need to take out my anger on something. So I might see about just attacking the Seltzer boys because, they're the only ones who are not involved in any of this, and I feel like they should be. So me and Gunzi
You
are
just
gonna
want to
go
bully someone.
We're gonna go bully the Seltzer boys.
Oh no! All right. What is your plan? What skill would you like to attack with?
To give you an idea of what the Seltzer Boys little soda shop looks like right now, there's a broken neon sign above, that flickers, and the only cat you can see in the territory is White Claw sitting right there at the front door.
Ooh, enticing.
This place always gave me the creeps.
It appears we have some trespassers on our territory.
Gunzi, I told you to be quiet.
You're the little sock boss.
Put a sock in it. We've been discovered. Gonna trounce up to White Claw.
You approach out into the open. White Claw, you see your opponent in the clear night's air. It's Big Boss.
I lick myself and don't look at him.
Wonderful.
Oh, is there someone with territory I should be worried about? Not anywhere around here.
Big Boss, he's talking about you?
I
Talking
know.
about you 'cause
Too
we-
weak to hold on to what's yours. You're too weak to take what's mine.
That one's about you too.
Yeah, Goonsy, you're not helping the situation.
It's just you're not answering.
Listen, you little pathetic cat. I've had too much taken away from me. My honor, my pride.
You
and
had
I'm
those
here to-
things to begin with?
Oh shit.
I'm here to take something back.
You're here to lose everything, little boss.
I've already lost pretty much everything that I own. I don't think I could lose much more than that other than my life. Get
And as you know,
Get
in this
ready to
world, we
save the
cannot
hide
die.
on your back, White Claw.
So are you going to attack with strength?
Straight.
And White Claw, are you attacking with intimidation? Are you defending with
Yeah,
intimidation?
as he pounces, I'm going to kick the door behind me
And
and
water.
turn on the trap.
Oh, no.
Water sprays down around us.
Wonderful. All right,
The
go ahead
cat's
and roll,
worst
folks.
enemy.
And Hard Mike is not here, or is he just in hiding?
Hard Mike is behind the door. He's the one who opens it on up
Perfect.
to spray the thing.
All right, so in that case, both of you can add a d4 to these rolls as your second in command are here.
My rolls have been really shit out of everybody's. They've been really bad.
Dang, crazy, Ben. You having bad rolls?
Yeah, what a shock, huh?
So, what are we looking at here?
I got an 8.
Ooh.
I got 2 2s, but I add 6 to my intimidation because I did the same.
My God.
That's why I am not smart. I'm just scary.
But it is just an 8.
2 2s.
2 2.
So that's
Yeah,
and
and
it's- oh,
Do you not add the D4s together?
I'm a dumb bitch. No, I.
yeah, so that's a
apologize.
10.
That's a 10.
That's a 10, dog.
Big boss just
So,
Big boss
Big
just
Boss,
stay
as you-
losing.
as you pounce, Big Boss, your claws whooshing, bounces, just emerging from your little paws. The door opens, and you see a brilliant stream of water going pshoo, shooting directly at you. As you are midair, you cannot course correct. You twist to try to avoid it, but you're hit square between the eyes. You fall to the ground, sopping wet, a disgusting little mess, and you can run away.
No, wait.
Oh.
While he's there, I
Yeah.
want to twist the knife. This is the difference between you and me, little boss. I would never lose anything, ever. Scram.
Dang.
And with
You-
that, Big Boss,
You won't be saying that when the disciples come after you. And I'm running away.
and you all scurry off back towards the recycling bins. The night is almost over. The
Oh.
White Claw, you and the Seltzer boys, having defended your territory from attack, it is now your turn to go on the offensive. What do you do?
Hard Mike.
Yeah.
He mentioned something about some disciples.
Yeah.
About losing his territory.
He did
To
mention
the
that.
disciples.
Yeah.
He did. Which lets me know that there is some territory that is
Up for grabs.
new and fresh and up for grabs. What do you say we scare these fucks back to where they came from? I curse.
I cursed. This was PG.
It's a good character decision, boss. I think it fits
You know what? I don't think I stand by it, though. I'm kind of regretting saying it immediately.
It made you seem
I
very
feel dirty
villainous.
saying such a dirty word.
So these disciples, then.
Let's go take what's theirs. Rub it in Big Boss's face a little bit.
Wonderful. So you approach the box truck. There are hairless sphinx cats. To your careful and trained eye, White Claw, not all of them appear to be sphinx cats, but all of them do appear to be hairless. As you approach a larger sphinx cat, truly a sphinx cat, this peachy and black skin in splotches with peach fuzz across their flesh, wrinkles out the wazoo, walks to the edge of the box truck and will look down at you and your approaching cat gang, White Claw, and will say, White Claw of the Seltzer Boys, I did not expect to see you tonight. I expected to send you running into the streets tomorrow.
Well, that's stupid. Your cats have no hair. How can they even truly be called cats?
We are cats by the way we act, the way we pounce, the way we nap, and the way we fight.
Well, good news. We're about to see how long of a nap you can take.
What would you like to attack with?
I'm tempted to use intimidation. However, I only get to use that once, and that's my big
true.
score.
Yes.
I don't think I'm going about this a smart way. I think I'm going to use my strength.
Okay, perfect. They will defend with agility.
Ooh.
All right, I got Hard Mike helping me out.
Yes, you do. So add +4. They will also add +4.
That is an 8.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
You all move in, taking just the brute force approach. You look at these skinny, hairless cats. They can't put up nothing compared to you. Y'all have lived on the streets. You've seen these things. You've experienced a fight. What can you say for these unscarred, hairless little... what even are
Deviants.
they? Rats?
They have no pride.
Yeah. They all, like cowards, dodge out of the way of your swats and swings, your attacks, your lashes out. And over the course of a 20-minute endeavor, they're easily able to outmaneuver you using their 12 agility.
Jesus.
Oh my
Tiring
God.
you and your brute force out until you can maneuver no more. Just enough energy to scamper out. Turmeric will look down at you and say, I heard that you had a brain between those ears. Now I see that was a lie.
You're named after an herb.
One of the best. And it's a spice.
Still a herb all the same.
You're fucking herb.
Oh, well, it may be named after a spice,
But
you are a herb.
You're a fucking herb.
This is your only warning. Leave Silo or join the disciples.
If I joined the disciples, would I have to shave my hair?
It is not optional. Hair is for the weak.
I'll show you how strong hair can be. And I leave before I have time to really think about what the fuck I just said.
Oh my God.
Wonderful. You return home to lick your wounds as night comes to a close. And the sun comes up. Those of you who lost territory can sit and lick your wounds until the heat creeps in. Or those of you who tried to take some territory and were rebuffed with force can sit and lick your wounds. But more sadly, pathetically. Not sad as in I feel bad for them, but pathetic as in wow, you couldn't do it. The day calls for one thing and one thing only. And that is not to fight your fellow cat. Otherwise, the world is your oyster. You can spy on cats. You can go and make peace summits with cats. You can get food. You can do anything a cat would want to do. And the world is up to you to decide what you would like to do, and it's all onto you. The only thing to keep in mind is whatever skill you rolled yesterday is not available to you to roll today.
Great.
Yes.
Okay. Which I think is love, perception, and smarts across the board. A variety of things. If you need to remember, go back and listen to the part an hour ago. Who would like to start us off today? I know there's one big piece of pie on everyone's plate, and that is 4 of you have agreed to meet together, and then the Seltzer boys are also around.
I would like the Seltzer boys to canvass the area where the disciples are, the box truck area. We're checking out, seeing if there are any weak spots that we can enter in from, or any secret places.
Absolutely. In that case, Seltzer boys and White Claw, the leader of the Seltzer boys, roll perception for me.
You've got it. That is a 4 and a 3 on dice. That's 7 plus
Perfect.
3. That's 10.
That's spectacular. This is a trivial matter for you and the Seltzer boys. In the day, the disciples seem to have retreated to within the box truck, or as you notice through your perceptive efforts, your general abilities in spycraft permit you to kind of find the route, the home base, as it were, of the disciples, you follow a scattering breadcrumb trail of hairless cats, from a distance, obviously, back to an abandoned building on the north side of the dump. A bank. The windows broken, the doors boarded up, and a small crack in the front facade where you see cats coming and going, all hairless, all wrinkly, all malevolent. You see that they are seemingly taking the day to recuperate after their large push and attacks last night, and they seem to be heavily concentrated in the box truck and less so heavily concentrated here in their true home base. This is the information which White Claw gains through his spy network of the Seltzer Boys.
Feel free to call me the White Claw as well, though.
The White Claw, okay.
After gaining this knowledge, I shall make my way away from here and potentially seek out. I know that I only get one action per day, but
of course,
I'm going to be on the lookout for Big Boss or any other bosses.
Absolutely.
To see if they are interested in my assistance.
You get only one action, but that does not limit you to what you can do in terms of forging alliances and role-playing with other cats. We could spend the next 6 hours just role-playing cat scenes and not rolling any dice, and I'm sure we'd all hate it.
Time for the peace summit.
What do you mean? Role-playing and not rolling any dice is like a Trials and Trebs station.
Just your classic Trials and Trebuchets episode.
No dice, all talking
No
to
dice.
parents, and the same scenes happening over and over again. So, the Seltzer Boys representative and boss, White Claw, is on the prowl looking for other gang leaders.
I find a sunbeam and I sit in it.
Absolutely. The rest of you, if I'm to understand, agreed the 4 gangs to meet in the light of the day for a bit of a peace summit or a conversation about what to do with the new gang in town. Is that correct? Is that what you would like to do today? Or is there other things you would like to do? And would you like to dip out of this meeting and betray the trust of the fellow cat gangs?
So we have to go here and not be able to do anything outside of it. Because it's not like the meeting will be very long, will it?
Who knows? These things can last days. You can not go if you don't want to go, but that would make you a
I
bad
will not.
cat.
No,
Didn't
I
you
will not
organize
betray
the entire
trust.
thing?
I will not betray the trust of my fellow cat leaders. I will participate in the
Perfect.
peace talks.
Absolutely. Would everyone like to participate?
I am participating.
Scumblezap will participate.
If I find a way to participate, I will.
Absolutely. I imagine, White Claw, you can tail, using that same, ability of perception, you can pick Big Boss, the foiled old bastard, out from the crowd and follow him to this gathering of the gangs. A true summit of all gangs worthy of anything. We see just one Seltzer Boy, which is White Claw, who arrives a few moments late to take his position at what I want you all communally, before I just put my gross little fingies on it, to describe to me the meeting place. Where does this cat summit happen?
I kind of like the idea that it's happening on the roof of some building.
Oh, yeah.
There's some community center in town, something like that. It's abandoned. You can very easily get up the stairs. There's no doors on the hinges anymore. So we're all up on this cool roof. The light of day beating on us.
We all crowd around an empty pizza box.
Oh, I love that.
Absolutely. Many members of your gangs are here, off sequestered into discreet corners to represent your power.
Yeah. And perhaps there's a cat on top of one of those where does the smoke come out
chimney?
again? Chimneys. On top, just looking around
lookout.
and making sure that
It's instead of a podium, it's a podium.
Oh my god.
Someone had to make the first cat
Of
pun.
course.
very good.
Yeah.
No, I did make
So-
a cat pun. I said purr something earlier.
The 4 of you gather the strength of your gangs behind you. White Claw, as the meeting begins to open, you can...
Were you starting without me?
Who invited you?
It's all right. We've entered a tentative alliance, at least until this is dealt with.
Scumblezap speaks the truth. We get to sit at the same table, big boss.
I'm not sitting next to you. I'm going across the table.
There is a small shuffling as Big Boss moves, upset at the seating arrangement. But the rest of you are gathered here to have your own free-form discussion. Madame Bouchard, you are the organizer, the head of this summit. The only reason people are here is because of your simple plea. So please, tell us what you tell your fellow cat gang leaders.
I'm going to stand up on the podium.
Yes.
Meow! I have gathered all of you here today because we have all accumulated one big foe. The disciples. The disciples have taken our homes. And we can't let them do it anymore. They have stood on our silos land that we have owned for about 3 months. And we are all going to take it back. We are not going to allow them to take any more land. Am I correct about this information?
The other Flowers of the Thieves cheer. No one else really backs you up.
Well, Ferris did make a convincing point earlier after showing up at, our territory in the flower shop. Defeating disciples is our new priority, for then we'll go back to our fights for authority. But what do you suggest we do?
I say we take them down.
All of us, all at once.
Together we stand, divided we fall, or else Silos is gone forevermore.
Silos.
Listen, she's British.
Oh, yeah.
Thanks for saying it the correct way, love.
That's quite a tall order.
Anything to get back at those freaks.
Yeah.
Do you really think you have enough? The 4 of you united? I'm not sure. They're a formidable force. You might need a little bit more than just cat power. You may need a little bit of information.
Are you asking for an invitation?
Hardly. I am no warrior, of course. But I do have something to offer. Only if you can make it worth my while. I want that box truck. When all is said and done, and we get the disciples out, that box truck belongs to the Seltzer Boys.
You're a slimy rat.
And
Now-
you have nothing.
Ferris will sit himself up and he'll smack his paw against the top of the box to make a loud
Yes.
noise to stop him from fighting.
Pop, 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 pop.
The first pat was to cut authority, then he kind of got into the sand and he started
Yeah.
and then he stopped now it sounds a little bit like you might have run into them already and had your ass served to you. Just kind of sounds like that. So maybe you shouldn't be up in your high horses about trying to get these people out of here as much as we want to.
You're right. I don't want to get them out of here as much as you want to. They haven't come from my territory. And my territory is easily defended. You have nothing to offer me besides that box truck. I can handle myself.
And what do you have to offer us?
I can tell you where they sleep, where they stay. I can tell you where they've come from. I watch you all fight.
If you think I'm gonna give up my box truck that easily, you've got another thing coming to you, pal.
Well, boss, I hate to break it to you, boss, but you already gave it up because we lost it last
Shut
time.
up, Goonsy! You're not helping again!
But of course, if you all don't like my offer, I can always leave this table. Go see if the disciples might want to have another friend at the ready.
Now hang on here. I haven't met these disciples myself. Jellicle's doing perfectly fine, but as far as I can understand, they've defeated pretty much anyone who've approached them. What makes you think they'll accept your offer?
Oh, I'm quite persuasive. I'm sure they'll have me among them.
I mean, with how you've been doing so far during this, you're not really proving that point.
No, it does appear that negotiating with fools is quite difficult. Maybe they will not be as insipid. I'm not giving you a good offer here.
You might as well go shave off all your fur in that case. You're already acting like one.
We do need to know this information.
Unfortunately, it's not our space to hand over. And I look over to Big Boss.
It's not his either.
It's more mine than yours will ever be.
Are you willing to tank this for everyone else here, Big Boss? All over a little bit of pride? You hold the keys to the kingdom now. It's up to you if you put them in the ignition or not. Cats don't know how keys work.
Cats don't know.
Cats don't know how keys work, but they are very good with idioms. Yep.
I have also lost a home here.
Perfect.
But
I
I
lick
can...
my paws. But like, because to the audience I look like a guy, it looks very weird
Fine.
and vaguely interpretive dancy. Yeah.
I'll give up my box truck on one condition.
Where are we gonna live, boss?
That me and Gunzi be given ample time, a grace period, if you would call it, to find a new place.
Oh, I'm a cat, not a monster, Big Boss. Of course you can have all the grace period you like. What do you say, 1 week?
Make it a week and a half.
Done. All right. Well, in that case, they are currently in... I explained. They're in the bank, yada yada.
Yes, they're in the bank. This is what's going on. This is what I saw. This is how many I saw. 40, 50 cats.
That's so many cats!
God.
That's a lot of cats. Not all of them Sphinx cats. Some of them just hairless.
I don't even want to
regular
know
cats.
what a regular
Shaved.
cat looks like.
How do they even shave? Do they know how to use razors?
I don't know how they shaved each other or shaved themselves, but it frightens me to no end.
So as a group, we attack these cats tonight. I don't think they'll put up much of a fight.
I don't know about that.
Well, how many people do we have? I have my entire group,
Well,
but
You've
what
got
about-
me and Gunzi and whoever else is left of the back alley bunch, which is not much.
You have our assistants, our Jellicle troops. But when they're defeated, we're back to our groups.
You'll have me and Hard Mike.
Together, the lot of you probably have a reasonably similar sized group of street cats, assorted creatures. Creatures of the night. If you all want to join forces.
Yeah.
Don't really have a choice.
It's either that or you destroy us in a cutscene, so
It's either that or you blow us up.
the cat god will
I'd rather
speak.
go down fighting.
I say we are all the 5 claws. You all can pick a color, since I've already picked one.
I'm not playing this game. This was not part of our deal.
No, we've sort of already got a whole branding thing going on.
Damn it.
You can go play up your ego another time.
Boss, are you sure we
Gunzi!
like the red claw or something like that? The red claw is typically the one that's like in charge, so it could be good for us.
You're pretty hopeless, Gunzi. But it's a good thing I like you.
We, the flowers, will not be under anyone. So I don't want to take your claws.
Fair enough. What do you say we all just hit those things till they die or leave?
Or until they
leave
Until they leave, excuse me.
Until they are killed.
We're going warrior cats now.
Oh my god.
Listen, you already have a valid warrior cat name.
It's
Yup,
true.
White Claw. Perfect. So, if everyone agrees to it, the Peace Summit is settled. You can all meet tonight under cover of darkness, forming an alliance to take out the disciples.
But some of us might still have things that we want to do during the day, right?
Exactly. But during the day,
Yeah.
while the sun is still out, the remaining 4 of you, is there anything that you want to do to bolster this effort or do anything that's fun?
Yeah. So I actually kind of want to do a little bit of I guess it's sort of like when you have 2 Christians in a room together, a little bit of double crossing.
Yeah.
More specifically, like, you know how there's like this sort of wagon area that's sort of considered a little bit up for grabs that the White Claw wants. What I sort of want to do is we've entered a hasty like alliance in that we will not directly attack each other, but I don't want there to be too much advantageous ground gained after. And so what I might want to do is just to do a little bit of covert, like, sabotaging of this area. Like, maybe I like to collect things. So maybe in my mouth, take a couple of, like, nails out, kind of make it structurally weaker so that when they have claimed this territory, it is less advantageous to them.
God, okay.
So I want to, basically what I'm saying is I would like to use my smarts skill.
Make your roll smarts.
Great. My
Since
smarts
you
score
are
is
currently
2.
trying to sabotage an area which is under disciples' control, if you fail, there shall be consequences for you
You got
or
it.
your second in
Yes.
command.
If you fail, you will die.
Is that 1d4 or 2d4?
That is
I'm
going
assuming-
to be just 1d4.
Okay, great, because I don't think this is going to work too great because my score is only a 2, which is fun. Okay, I've rolled a 3, so 3 plus 2, so that's a 5. I don't know what that is on the DC table because I don't have it in front of me, but 5.
Yes. You needed a 6 in order
No.
to succeed. So you approach this area, this box truck.
Yes, I chasse toward it.
Sachet.
Chasse.
Hairless cats watch you come. They allow you to enter into their territory. And as you begin to muck about with this box truck, pull nails out, break things a little bit, lower the property value, a voice calls out from, let's say, on top of the box truck as you are unfastening things. Let's say you're on top of the box truck and something, you hear plump as something behind you lands on the box truck, and you'll hear a voice that goes, "An intruder here at the box truck, our box truck, the disciples' box truck. Who are you? Speak your name, you peasant cat. Who dares to fight the disciples? Who dares to attack us in light of the day when cat law provides that none shall do so?"
Oh, pardon me, I've never heard of any disciples here. I had no idea this area was even under anyone's control. You're not clearly from around here. I have no intention of attacking. I was merely collecting some trinkets for my menagerie.
A trinket-collecting cat. What waste of flesh.
Ugh.
You turn to see this hairless cat. It looks to be not a sphinx cat, just one that was shaved. And it will approach you, scumbles up, slowly, decidedly taking steps, and will, to you, say, "To what gang do you belong?"
I'm a jellicle cat. Trinkets I have in my hideout over here, like fish bones and wishbones and old cans of beer. Now, you're new here. I had no understanding that you were even present, and no intention of stealing from you.
But stolen from us are trinkets and knickknacks and nails you have. We'll take something from you tonight.
You'll never take over the menagerie, as long it's defended by Plopsy and me. But you're welcome to try.
This cat sits here. It licks its paw slightly and will look at you. And you notice lower on the ground, on the the trashy dump floor, gathered out from the back of the box truck are tens of these hairless cats. And this one sitting on top will say, "You might leave here today, as I have no wish to fight in the light of the sun. Cinnamon the cat grants you this on behalf of the disciples. But leave the nails and knickknacks."
Your terms are acceptable. And I will back away, though. But, like, I'm still in that kind of, to the other cats, I'm still in that, like, crouching, defensive stance. To the viewers, I'm, like, doing a cool backup with, like, my hands wiggling and waving jazz hands around.
Perfect.
To the other cats, I'm just backing up.
It's like a weird Muppet movie.
Perfect. And you can escape back to your own territory, or at least neutral ground, as the disciples have taken notice of what you've done and take efforts to fix the damages before they might be too severe. Effectively not damaging any of the box truck, and maybe they even notice some other stuff that's fucked up and they fix it up. So the White Claw and the gang is going to get
They've actually
even more
raised their
stuff.
property value.
Yeah.
This is how I win.
Madame.
So, Madame Bouchard, knowing her knowledge, I guess, of royalty and like all that business, realizing that she is in a precarious, pretty bad position, not having territory, but she wants to keep her grace and be lovable.
Of course.
So that she can find a new place for her cats.
Yes.
And also like finding resources so that basically help fight the disciples so that no other threats will happen. So she is going to go to the newly opened flower shop.
Okay.
And she's going to try and entice basically the new cat owner, but not the new cat owner, the new flower shop owner, to be like, basically, I want to live in this area. Please don't kick me out. And also, I would like to, I guess, like have access to some catnips
for strategic use.
Yes.
Make a love roll to see if you are lovable enough, worthy of affection by the florist, the new flower
Perhaps
shop
like
owner.
I may sing for her.
Oh, what does that sound like?
Like meow, 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 meow,
So at this point, we're just in the cat's universe, right?
Yeah, you meowed a cat song while Sarah stood up away from the camera.
They'll never know. It's fine.
Add 2 to your roll because that was spectacular.
Really? So that is just like my normal stat
Yep.
+2 plus
Plus
my
you die.
die.
Yes, please and thank you.
Okay.
Love. Please roll love as you sing your song to the flower shop owner.
Okay, so that's a 4 plus. That is a 9.
Perfect. A 9 does this easily. Your song, the flower shop owner, a person only in their 50s, goes, "Oh, well, what a wonderful little cat, and you look so well groomed. Hi, it's so nice. Wow, listen to your little song. Wow, listen to your little song." As they like go in to pet you and give you some scratches, they rub that little spot right on top of your tail, like where your tail attaches to the back of your body. I don't. It's a cat.
Oh, look at you, cute Siamese
Yeah,
cat.
what a cute little Siamese cat. You're adorable. You look like a royalty almost. As they allow you to enter willingly into the flower shop, a wonderful little stray pet, and you might steal and use their goodwill for evil as you take some of their plants. Absolutely. Sarah, you missed a song.
Oh shit, there was a song?
Carla sang a meowed a cat's song. Yes.
Aw, you're
Anyways.
assimilating to your new Jellicle leader.
So you can gain a couple of catnips to use later tonight.
Catnip.
Catnip. Big Boss and Ferris, what actions for the day do you want to take?
Well, I'm going to go on the assumption that the grace period has already begun. So I am going to go on the hunt with Gunzi to try and find a new spot, which will probably be on the other side of the dump.
In that case, would you like to roll perception?
Yes, I would like to do
Perfect. Please do so.
that. Just one?
Just the one.
Just the one.
Well, if you're taking Gunzi, I guess.
I don't know. Gunzi just
You
kind of
can roll.
follows me everywhere.
Gunzi just kind of follows you everywhere. They don't know what they're doing.
Not bad. So that's an 8.
An 8 is sensational. I'm not distracted.
I'm sorry.
An 8 is spectacular. Big Boss.
And I know exactly the kind of little new territory it is.
Mm-hmm. Tell me all about it.
It's like one of those. It's kind of like one of those things that you see at a park. Like it's one of those weird domes with a bunch of holes in it.
Yes.
But it's buried with trash, and the main entryway is like a large tire that goes over the initial circle. So we can just like go right in, and it's like a cool little dome base. It's not as glamorous, but it is shelter.
Perfect. This geodesic dome covered in trash becomes the new home of the back alley bunch. Is there anything you do to make it home? like make it your home more than just a place to take shelter.
We'll clean it up a little bit. We'll put like a little tire bed here and there. Maybe like have some like rope that's hanging down from the ceiling. Maybe put a like hammock or here to like move around
There's a discarded piece of trash pushed against the outside of the dome. That's just a live, laugh, love sign.
Oh my
I'll
god.
just hang it up there somewhere.
Live, laugh, laugh.
Live, laugh, laugh.
Love.
Yeah, it's a reject one. Perfect. Ferris?
Mhm.
It is not a day off. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna start by getting all the other members of my gang fed. Youngest first, I'm going up. And then I'm gonna bring, I guess, my second hand Phineas and a couple of my, I don't want to say warriors because then I'm just gonna go back to warrior
They're
cats.
warriors. It's a gang.
Some of my best, like,
Fighters?
fighters, yeah.
Brawlers?
Yeah. And we're gonna start making plans on how we're going to set things up for our troop, at least for the night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can roll smart or smarts.
Okay.
And if you succeed, it will grant some bonuses this evening for your abilities. Or I guess it just charges your meow meter, I guess. That's the advantage it gives you.
Okay. That is 6, 8.
So you hold a war council in the recycling fortress.
We had a peace council, now it's wartime.
Yes, the war is upon us. Battle is imminent. You assemble not generals, but the cats who are in charge of fighting.
The different
and
factions.
You create a strategy for attacking the disciples this evening, how to approach them, given the information that the Seltzer Boys and White Claw have imparted upon you, the experience of Big Boss in being pushed out from his home, and of course just the general years of experience on the mean streets of Silo that you have. You have succeeded.
Yes.
And with that success comes the night. Yeah. Big meows are heard on the wind as night falls on Silo and the trash dump. I don't know why I keep doing that voice, but it's real fun. And the 5 cat gangs, excluding the disciples, the best cat gang, of course, the 5 of you might convene your forces gathered together if that is your desire. And tell me, are you going to be moving as one, or are you going to be moving as 5 discrete forces?
I think we should attack them on many sides.
Mm.
I lead a campaign of fear. Big Boss comes in with the muscle. The Jellicles, of course, dance around.
We're very good at that. We're very agile, one might even say.
At this point,
But I don't know what to make of the ruffians.
they mostly don't know that we might be working together. And of course, I've always done pretty well at seeming defenseless. That's a bit of an advantage. I agree with your idea, White Claw, though I hate to say that word, that we should all move on all sides. I can go up the front. I have some teams ready. And we attack on all sides.
Sounds like a plan to me.
They won't expect it. These people, they're so used to fighting as enemies, they'll never see it coming.
In that case, Jellicle cats with Jellicle bats and falafel pitas. Scumblezap, please tell me how you would like to attack and where you are attacking.
Thank you. Well, I have in fact already used my my agility, but I will use my strength. So we are going to create a lovely line. We're going to can toward the area, and we are going to make leaps and barrel turns in true dance formation to land on top of where they are resting, and we're going to swipe at them with our manicured claws. And that will be 2d4 plus my strength is 3.
Okay. And are you attacking the bank or the box truck?
You know what? I think I've had enough of the box truck for the day. I'm attacking the bank.
Perfect. Okay. In that case, roll your dice.
3, 3, 3. That's a total of 9.
Okay. You can and barrel turn and leap and dance your way as a menacing group of Jellicle cats towards the bank.
You
Out-
think you can claim all this jellicle land? We'll chasse your whiskers right into the sand.
Out front of the bank, as you approach, a smaller gathered force of hairless cats does so rise. You see that one that you met this afternoon, Cinnamon, the one who threatened you so dearly, and he will say, "So we see each other once again."
We do. And now, the true nature of the jellicle cats is revealed.
Yes, their true nature as losers in this battle. And then Cinnamon the cat will raise a paw and point at the line of jellicle cats encroaching. And that's just going to be, that's going to be an 8.
Oh, no.
Ooh.
Which
Well,
loses.
that's...
So describe for me how you force them all out of the bank using your strength.
Well, as we move downstage, we create basically a line that encompasses the entire length of this area, which means that if a cat wanted to escape, their only option was either to go back, to retreat, or to go through us. Any cat that attempts to go through us is swept at with these claws, kicked with tap shoes, as humans would see it. Just guys kicking cats. And soon they realize that any cat that tries to disturb this can line quickly can't. And they just shoot from the bank.
Perfect.
Oh my god.
And so you make short work of these disciples as Cinnamon, battered and kicked, runs off. He'll turn and say, "You win this single battle, Jellicle Cat, but you will see your glory turn to ash before too long. Turmeric will hear of this and will hear of your insolence this afternoon. You will be crushed." And then it scampers off into the trash. You see like little cans like sprinkle out of the way as it like they try to like keep their footing on the unsteady trash heap. You enter into the bank and it's just this little lobby area. No further. Everything else seems to be like either destroyed or crumpled with time. It's just this singular area. You see Scumblezap. There's a lot of boxes shoved off into the corner of what looks like waxing strips used and discarded by the cats. Hundreds upon hundreds of them to keep their
Keep them hairless.
the hairless nature.
I'm gonna repeat what I just said because you could hear the to keep them
Okay.
hairless.
Perfect. Thank you.
No bad audio here.
The audience will never
Sacrifice
know.
you made today.
So, the disciples will now take their move, as it is my turn next, as I am the second youngest. The disciples move to attack the Seltzer boys, as was promised. White Claw, encroaching upon your territory. If you are still here at this hour of the night, you see 40 cats descend in rank, marching forward towards you. You know, like cats do. Totally.
They march in
And-
step.
Yes. And you hear one of them, their leader, call out Turmeric and will say, "White Claw, are you here again?"
Paprika, did you bring enough people?
A clever attempt to insult me.
Thank you.
I have heard through the grapevine that you ran scared to our enemies, the other gangs, and fed them information about us. I did not know you to be such a coward as to run from us and to tattle.
And you knew all of this, and you left that territory unguarded. Quite a foolish move on your part, Toomey.
The box truck is meaningless so long as we have the bank, he says,
Is that
unaware that the bank in this moment has been lost to the Jellicle Cats.
You don't say.
And it will be all the more meaningless when we take your silly soda shop from you.
This soda shop has the best sunbeams on the eastern seaboard. I have marked it out specifically as where I will build my base to rule this world.
Oh my god.
You really think you can step to me? You think you can undo all the traps I've set aside?
I firmly believe I can undo the traps your simple mind concocted. Now come, it's time to fight.
It's time to die.
Oh my god.
They're gonna use. They already used strength last night, so tonight it's just gonna be pure intimidation, pure numbers game to try to like scare away not White Claw, but the Seltzer boys at large from fighting. That's a 9. Decidedly less nice rolls from the disciples on the second night.
Do I have Hard Mike backing me up or no?
You do have Hard Mike backing you up, yes.
I have a +6 to my roll.
Oh my god.
And
Holy
I
shit.
got 2 2s. That's a 10.
Oh, beautiful. So,
Fuck you, disciples.
what traps spring into action, and how do you rebuff this attack, White Claw?
So there's like a signal that White Claw gives. Like
Yes.
this is once again like sitting in front of the door. Like the shop window is like black because like you can't quite see through. And then like as he raises a claw, suddenly the windows are filled with dozens of small green eyes as all of the cats who have been waiting have had their eyes closed until they hear me like say it's time to die. It all
time to
opens
die.
up.
Boom. Yes.
And then I just walk inside, leaving the door open. And then whatever traps are there, we say off screen.
Yes.
Whenever those cats show back up, they're soaked.
we see cats, hairless, run in chase, and the like meowing and screaming of cats inside, and then after a few moments all of them running back out wet, some of them covered in like honey and soda stuff and seltzer
Syrup.
syrup. That's
yeah,
it. Thank you. Soda syrup. They run out afraid for their lives, taking your threat for truth now, White Claw, as they are routed.
Mike,
Yes.
we're going to need to wash the place up after that. That was a bit messy. Give it to the interns.
Oh, I thought you were gonna make me do it just right now, and I was like, I have the whole night ahead of us. I was looking forward to this all day. When I was beside myself for a moment. But yeah, I'll give it to one of the new guys.
Good lad.
Maybe Smirnoff Ice. That's
You're
what.
waiting all night for that one, huh? You get one, Luke.
And so, White Claw and the Seltzer Boys have defended their territory. Perfect. That leads us to Madame Chat and the Flowers of the Thieves. What are you going to do in this joint assault on the disciples?
So we are going to attack in the box, the toy box.
The box truck, yes.
Box truck. And we are going to utilize our agility, our like smooth movements to be able to like go like climb like areas that we can jump from. And we are going to all put a bunch of catnip dust on our paws. And we're going to jump on the cats underneath us and basically like
smother them?
like, you know, like in those movies? Yeah, smother them with it.
Like when you have a rag and you shove it in someone's face, like that.
Yes.
So it's a stealth attack,
basically.
right? Okay.
Yes, it's a stealth attack. We're going to like jump in there. Like, I know that we can't tie ropes on our waist and stuff, but it's very much like a what's that movie again?
Midsummer.
Yeah, sure, okay. That's all we will
Perfect.
do.
Go ahead and roll agility. They will be rolling agility to defend, as they will be relying on their very quick reflexes to dodge out of the way of these unsuspecting attacks.
10.
A 10. It almost matched, move for move. The disciples try to scamper out of the way of these sneak attacks as Madame Chat use of chemical warfare in the cat gang field reigns supreme. They rolled a 10. You got a 10. Attacker wins. You can knock out these cats or just rub catnip in their faces rather and leave them distracted and inebriated on the battlefield as you progress further into the box truck. You take out 10, 12 cats, none of which are turmeric, nor do you see Cinnamon, the second lieutenant here. But the Flowers of the Thieves do claim the box truck for their own. You've gained territory. Congratulations. but you have not seemed to locate the leader of the disciples.
Dang.
Up next, Ferris and the ruffians.
Yes.
The attacks, from your vantage point in the middle of the trash heap, the attacks seem to be going off without a hitch. You see the jellicle cats with jellicle bats dancing like fools outside of the bank to the north. You see the box truck with inebriated disciples left out front and the flowers taking it for themselves. There seems to be a wandering group of disciples that you can see who are currently being routed back from the soda shop to the box truck, unknown of what losses they have suffered in the night.
Mm-hmm.
But also, there's moderately undefended homes of your allies around if you wanted to go take one of those for your own right now as well, while they are distracted fighting your enemies. But that's up for you to decide. What would you like to do tonight? What fight do you take?
Well, the original plan was, taking care, working with the box truck because that was the only place that he was aware of.
Mm-hmm.
But my first allegiance was to the Madame.
Mm.
And her space got stolen.
Angelical cats.
By the Jellicle cats. So
spreading like a fungus across the trash heap.
I think the best thing to do in this case would be to take over the flower shop's not personal to them, but it is personal to them. All their trash heap of trinkets and stuff that they've been collecting over who knows how long.
Oh, the menagerie. Oh, goodness gracious. A
Not
double
the menagerie.
cross?
Wow.
Perfect. In that case, what is Ferris and the ruffians? What are you attacking with? What skill would you like to use?
I think for this, we'd be using strength.
Okay. You might roll so. The Jellicle cats, you, Stumblezap, are currently, let's say, headed back to the menagerie to check on things, to see how the... Yes, what's up?
So perhaps my skill then could be agility in the sense of getting back in time to see what's having happened.
Okay.
Yes. You hear the meows that the music, the rhyming of the yells in the night leads you, and you rush your way back to bolster the defenses. You are not going to have the help of your second in command because they will be staying to guard the bank. They go,
Scumblezap, I'll stay here. Make sure that they don't come back for us. If they do, I'll give my life for them to protect this bank.
Should I had automatically rolled 2. Should I just re-roll?
Yeah, just re-roll it.
Okay, cool. Okay, so my score is 6, and then my roll was a 2, so that's 8.
Okay.
On agility.
And then Ferris, for your strength roll, what did you receive?
That is 3 plus a 3 plus a 4. So that is a 10? Yes, 10.
More than 8.
Fuck.
Definitely more than 8.
Okay. Scumblezap, you crest a heap of trash just in time to see 6 or 7 Jellicle cats running in fear at the furiosity of the ruffians who have completely taken over the menagerie.
My precious menagerie's been defeated, but we'll return. It'll get more heated.
Ferris lifts his paw and wiggles individual his little individual toe beans as a wave goodbye.
Scumblezap hisses at you, and then the Jellicle cats dance off into the night, back to their territories.
Yes.
Big Boss. The night seems to be coming to a close shortly. You estimate about in 2 turns, but you don't have a way of conceptualizing that as a cat.
Ah, yes, I am
But
being...
you look at the moon, you do the math. Now is the time for you and the back alley bunch to act from your new HQ. What would you like to do? There's a roaming band of disciples, but other than that,
I could see about, intimidating that roaming band, because I feel like if we leave any, sort of left around, they could, easily reorganize themselves, maybe.
yeah.
So we'll see if we can scare them off.
Wonderful. How do you do so? Tell me. As you Goonsy.
Goonsy.
The heat's getting to my brain. As you and Goonsy track and the other back alley bunch, those who have regrouped with you now after last night's attack, how do you approach the disciples? What do you do to intimidate them away?
We're going to try the exact same tactic that we tried at the very beginning when Goonsy and I failed to get that tuna sandwich. So we're going to use Goonsy as a distraction and sort of like, oh, please, I'm just a small little kitty. I'm so defenseless. And then while they're busy with that, we'll be right behind them and ready to spook them.
Absolutely. So go ahead and roll agility in that case.
Oh, boy.
And they will be rolling intimidation.
It's not great, because my agility's a 1.
Oh, no.
So,
Oh, no.
that's a 7.
Okay, they got a 9.
Of course.
So,
Man,
so what happens, big boss? You send in the little man. You send in Goonsy. You hear the yelps of,
I don't know. I just fell over it. Oh, my tummy.
and then you hear mutterings, and then you hear Goonsy go,
Oh, God.
as you crest from as you try to spring your trap, you emerge, you and the other back alley bunch, to see Goonsy having fur waxed from his tummy by the disciples. And you see Turmeric sitting there, proud, and he'll turn to look at you, distant enough that you might still flee, and will say, "Your second in command will make great fodder for our gang. Big boss, I thank you for your second willing addition to the power and strength of the disciples." Goonsy has been taken captive by the disciples.
great!
God damn it.
I love losing every engagement.
Okay, and you can retreat back to safety.
Ugh.
Now, White Claw, you already routed these enemies once. Would you like to pursue them, or are you going to be a little bastard, as we say in the biz, and attack someone else?
How fares the box truck?
The box truck is under the control, as you maneuver through the night, you see that it is under the control of Madame Chapouchard currently. There seems to be no disciples, those little runts, remaining.
Perfect. So if she's there, the real prime real estate is opened up. I'm going for the flower shop.
Oh,
My flower shop?
It's a triple cross. I'm double crossing the Jellicles and the royalty.
Damn.
Can't believe only like
You just hate
two
the
of us
British.
actually went through with the plan.
amazing!
You guys did so well with the plan initially that I wanted to go do other shit.
We're playing gangs.
Yeah.
So, what skill would you like to roll to attack with, White Claw?
I have not actually used intimidation to attack yet.
Ooh,
It's
so
only ever been to defend.
scrumptious. We're all just out here scaring Jellicle Knights or Jellicle Cats off into the night. Go ahead and roll
true.
with intimidation and Scumblezap as you run with a couple of other Jellicle Cats past the flower shop, the florist. You see the fucking goddamn idiots, these betrayers, the Seltzer boys, going in intimidatingly. What do you want to do to defend?
I want to send some of my Jellicle cats over, and I want them to, in very interpretive fashion, I want them to bite at these white claws, and I would like to use strength.
Okay, perfect. So roll strength to defend and intimidation to attack, White Claw.
Okay. While agility would be the higher number, I've already used it to defend. I think that would be okay. That's a 3 on strength plus 3. That is a 6. Unless I've got what's his name? Plopadazer with me, but I don't think I do.
Plopadazer is holding down the fort at the bank.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
White Claw.
I have, to be fair, I'll have Hard Mike hold down the fort. I want my area, my territory to be protected as well.
Yes.
So it'll just be me. I'm running a one cat campaign of terror here. That's a 4 plus 6.
Ooh.
Oh shit.
How do you intimidate the Jellicles?
When they arrive, I have a newspaper laid out in front of me.
Yes.
Oh my god, he's pretending to read.
I am pretending to read, and I say,
Yes!
"Oh, Jellicles, the reviews are in from your latest performance. They said you need to practice your dancing, your leaping, your napping. And they all said you all seemed high on catnip throughout the entire performance."
It really says that.
It really does. See for yourself. I show him the want ads.
I cannot read. However, I am under the assumption that this cat can read, and I want to seem as though I too can read. I go, I told Plopadaza, I told him we need to rehearse, you need to be off book by the battle night.
You need to take the show on the road. I'll give you the box truck. Just give me this territory in turn.
We're not at our full potential. Already we've got the bloody...
Hush. I know. Oh, don't worry, I know.
We need to practice our jumping and prancing, but when we return, you'll see the full force of our dancing. And I'll run back to the box truck,
Perfect.
ready to admonish Plopadazer for his lack of active rehearsal time.
Absolutely. Wonderful. So the night ends. Territories aplenty have changed hands. Second in commands have even changed hands, you might say. And in the morning, as you all nap until the day, admonish your second in commands, live in the box truck and vibe for a minute, relish over your newly gained territory.
At least the box truck got fixed up by the disciples beforehand.
And you all hear in the morning a terrifying sound, that of a little siren and a couple of trucks pulling into the garbage dump.
Uh-oh.
Do you all hide in your hideouts?
Yes.
Wonderful. As you all have hideouts to hide in and are not just trash heap cats, you see through cracks in windows or little peeks out from the trashy remains, peeking through bank slits in the bank boarded up doors, looking through your geodesic dome, in your case, Big Boss, or watching from on high of your great recycling can fortress, in your case, Ferris. You see a bunch of young folks wearing brown uniforms, humans. They have big nets and cages and such. Any humans seeing would see that these are animal control. And they're talking loudly about a bunch of people are, I don't know, I don't see any cats around here, but a bunch of people are calling that there's a whole roving pack of like Sphinx cats around. You witness over the course of this day, as you have taken any territory or hideout from them, you see the disciples hunted down, taken captive, not by the fellow cat, but by the great humans. And they're loaded up into cages, put on trucks, and taken away. As they have no HQ.
What about Goonsy?
Goonsy, you see, Big Boss, he tries to make a break for the geodesic dome, your home. Tell me, in your final action, do you want to try to let him and help him in on the condition that if you fail, your entire cat gang will also be taken by animal control?
No.
A noble sacrifice I must make. I will sacrifice myself to protect Goonsy.
I hope you get a W.
Okay, perfect. So,
Goonsy must live.
in this case, you allow Goonsy to scamper into the geodesic dome, and instead you run out from its entrance, pulling the animal control people away in their brown slacks and big rubber boots. They chase after you going, psst, psst, psst. No, come here, please, I promise. These villains, these enemies of yours.
These villains.
Big Boss, they nab you in a big bag, and you find yourself in a cage surrounded by hairless idiots in the back of a truck. Next to you, a regal one, Turmeric, looks at you through the bars of your new prison and will say, How you have fallen, Big Boss. What a shame it is for someone
Blah,
of your
blah,
stature.
blah. It's all going in one ear and out the other, pal. You're not the only one who's got a big ego problem.
Yes.
It seems that they're everywhere around here, so just shut up and let's get over it.
And then the animal control people slam the doors on the back of the truck, put the keys in the ignition, and drive on away, leaving the rest of you to fight over territory. Jellicle Cat being pushed back into bank, White Claw and your Seltzer Boys expanding, Ferris and the ruffians taking over, and of course, Madame Chat Bouchard, fancifying the interior of this box truck until the end of all your days, or at least until another cat gang emerges onto the scene and unites you against them. And that is where we will leave the cat gangs of Silo, and that is where Bancho Meow Meow will take its close. As you've defeated the only NPC group and left them without an HQ, that is when the game ends.
Hell yeah. Fuck religious orders. Just kidding. Don't know.
Damn right.
I'll get that.
Fuck hairless fanatics.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for playing today. Again, this was a Bancho Meow Meow by RookieJet Studio. There's a link down in the description. There's a bunch of rules we didn't play. This is probably way more fun to play in person with your friends and a little map. But nonetheless, playing as cats is pretty fun. If you enjoyed this episode,
Yeah.
it was lit.
I guess you could say it was perfect.
It was
Boo.
great. If you enjoyed this episode or any others, go on over to Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. Leave us a review and a rating. That helps other people find us. That pumps up our egos and makes us enjoy making this show. It just generally, it's a nice thing to do if you like the show. Second,
It definitely
we
makes
have
me
Instagram.
feel positive.
Now we're getting in all the puns.
Second, we have Instagram and Twitter at Trials of Trebs. There's art, there's teasers, there's other things that get posted there. Go and check it out if you want to.
Do it right, meow.
Right, meow.
I'm gonna
We
leave
have
this
a
Discord
Discord server, the link to which is in the description of this episode and every other. Go there. There's other people who enjoy cats and enjoy the podcast. I'm sure you'll find something to talk about together.
We hope you found this episode amusing.
I hope it
also-
didn't piss you off.
We also have a Patreon.
I'm so glad it was not catastrophic.
This episode was chosen by the patrons, voted for by the patrons. So thank you, patrons, very much for choosing it. Thank you for letting us play as animals
Thank
once
you
again.
for voting.
Thank you, Patreons.
Thank you for choosing this episode, our wonderful patrons. And finally, if you want some merch, you can head over to
Trevor.com!
and get your little mitts on a t-shirt or some stickers. And that helps support the show, as does the Patreon. Thank you, everyone, for listening. I hope that you tune in for our next non-bonus episode and regular episode of the show. Or if you just listen to special episodes, I guess tune in for the next one in I don't know when. Anyways, bye!
Meow.
Bye.
Bye!
Meow.
Bye.
Meow. 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 Meow.
Meow.